And we're back for some more Tokyo Xtreme Racer. This is the home stretch part of the quest mode, part number 10. We've only got 2 more teams and 1 more boss to face through, so let's get right into it. The first team up in this session is Rings. We're the first member here, Super Slytail with a very nice blue Skyline R32. Really like the choice of blue. The color is very good. Excuse me, just I haven't been up for too long, so don't mind me if I sound a little bit out of it. But anyway, Super Slytail originally used to be a quarter-mile racer, has the ability to push the car to the limit, and maintain control is unmatched. I would say that later bit of what it says there for that little bio there sounds a little out of place. Like, I mean, originally used to be a quarter-mile racer. Okay, sounds fine. His ability to push the car to the limit and maintain control is unmatched. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong, but it kind of seems like his ability to push the car to the limit and maintain control. So what? His ability to maintain control pushing the car to the limit? I think my English might just be failing me, so never mind. And yeah, unfortunately, you saw the car try to do that old trick on me again, but thankfully I was able to mostly get it back. Anyways, that's the first of 6 down for Rings. Rings is not a particularly very large team. They're the last of the kind of the smaller teams in the game. But next up we have is a yellow RX-7. This was a troll when I was trying to do RR with its 2 yellow RX-7s, because this guy would occasionally show up, and I'd be like, oh, maybe it's RR. Nope, Rings. It's the mechanic. It's a talented racer who takes care of his car entirely by himself. So, yeah, I mean, isn't that most people? Like, you wouldn't, unless you, like, pay somebody, wouldn't it be the case where you don't trust other people and want to make sure that it's for your car, for racing purposes, you're the one who has the control of what you do to the vehicle and how you make it better? I mean, I don't know, isn't that, am I looking into this too weirdly? Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's how I see it. It just kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Whatever. But yeah, you can see here everything's mostly fine, and then that happens, and then of course they snuck through during that as well. A lot of these later drivers, they are quick. They're some of the quickest members in the game. There's a reason why they're on the rival list. They're near the end because they're the best of the bunch that's left. Also, doesn't help that you try to start hitting the defensive tactics there to make it harder for me to get the pass back, but nevertheless, we were able to get through, and nothing really too much to worry about there, because after that, we just fell back and was never to be seen from again. And yeah, 21,000 CP from a team member, not a leader, a team member. You do make quite a lot of money by this end point of the game. Anyways, next we have is another Skyline, another blue one, in fact. This time it's an R33. It's Shooting Star Yosuke, a one-time champion. It said he can tell the condition of a car just by driving. Now here's my question. One-time champion of what? A one-time champion of what? Of the highway? Of the freeway? Of some racing thing? What is he a one-time champion of? Are you just gonna leave me on that, you're gonna leave me on that cliffhanger, are you, game? Is that how that's gonna be? Well, you're the one who writes the game, not me. I'm not sure if that's entirely just a bad Japanese translation or not. I would look into more, like, using the Google Translate thing for the Japanese version of the game, but you have to do it through a phone, because you gotta take pictures rather than just being able to do it, taking a picture on the PC, but, which is annoying, but whatever. Anyways, let's not worry about that right now. Next we have here is the 4th member, and a white Evo 3 Sonic White Devil. A lot of these really long names, like that's a lot, like there's like half of the team has like members with like three worded BAD names. But anyway, Sonic White Devil, a racer who tried to give up racing but couldn't forget the thrill of speeding down the highway. We've had quite a few drivers in this game who, you know, they try to put the racing behind them, but just aren't able to do it because that old thrill just comes back, and before they know it, they're sucked right back into it. It's one of those things where it's like, you can't put it, you just can't put it behind you, because so many of these drivers seem to have that problem. So, you know, anyways, let's just take care of this. It wasn't too hard, but this one was another 21,000 CP. Very nice. Now, the next Rings driver, the one left before the boss, or the leader, excuse me, of Rings. I, for the life of me, could not get this person to appear no matter how hard I did. They just kept giving me members of the next team that we'll be getting to during this part and would not fucking give me this person. Even when I defeated the rest of that team, I still couldn't get them to show up. It wasn't until I think I took a trip to the Outer when this person finally appeared, which makes me believe that you probably have to be on the C1 Outer to get this particular driver to appear. That's my only guess. But it's Silver Angel from Rings with a Z32, a high-class college student who ignores what's around her when driving. Yes, I was already finished with the second team when I recorded this. I just put it back into this place because, you know, to kind of keep with the consistency. I had to break my own rule because of this fucking driver. So yeah, you'll see my money kind of change a bit as a result, but again, don't really worry about it. It's the only way I was able to fucking do this, so leave me alone. Anyways, next driver we have here is Lonely Jackal, with the leader with a white NSX, who somehow fell back before the start of the race, but managed to get right back up before, you know, it went. Although, to be fair, I do believe with the first game here, if they kind of fall back and something happens, it'll just re-loop the sequence. But of course, it doesn't matter, because if you paid attention to the rear view mirror there, you saw that they died. Oops. But yeah, Lonely Jackal is a master driver who appears suddenly and cannot be chased. Some say no mere human could be as skilled as he is. Well, I don't know about you, but a master driver wouldn't smack it to the wall like there and start bouncing around like a pinball. That's just my hunch. But yeah, 26,000 CP, a lot of CP. Now that we're done with Rings, we can now go to team number 2 for this part. And the very last team, in fact, in TXR to go through, it is Speedmaster. There are 9 drivers in Speedmaster, so we got quite a bit to go through, so let's get into the business. We first have here is White Witch with a white RX-7. A beautiful young woman who prefers to calmly leave her opponents behind rather than show off her skills. So what? I mean, if you leave your opponents behind, wouldn't that mean you're still experimenting some sort of skill? Because you have to be able to get far away from enough to leave them behind, unless they're just purposely sandbagging it because they like the idea of them just taking off in the distance. I don't know about you, but that personally sounds like a little bit of a stretch. I would just say they at least have enough skill to show that yeah, they can leave them behind. I mean, how else would you be able to explain it, you know? I'm trying to just think of these things, damn it. English is hard, English is hard, English is hard, and did you know English is hard? Anyways, let's just get that one down. Another 20,000 CP from that one. As we move on to the next driver, a white R33, almost like a Snow White R33, a little bit. Pearl White Kiss. There's not much description-wise for this driver. All there is drives almost as if to escape something. That's it. That's all I can go by with them. Apparently they are driving as if they are trying to escape something. Maybe escape the freeway, maybe to escape the teen, maybe to escape life, who knows? All we know is that they're apparently trying to escape something. And that's all we can run with. But, yeah, this one you can see I really just kind of had I really got benefited from being in, like, the speedier section. And then that happened. And I was a little annoyed by that. But I was so far ahead that it didn't really seem to matter that much. And there we go. There's another win down in the books as we come to the next driver with a kind of almost like a wine red impreza, I'd say. Maniac player. A pianist who is able to use his innate sense of rhythm and timing to leave his rival. Again! Rhythm! So many of these drivers apparently have a sense of rhythm when driving. This one at least has timing, so that makes a little bit more sense. But sense of rhythm, so many of these drivers in this game apparently have a sense of rhythm. And I'm sitting here like, what do you mean by a sense of rhythm? Am I just an idiot? Well, for all I know, I could be. There is a very good chance that I just could be. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's just a description. It's nothing really serious to it. Anyways, next driver we have here is First Speed with a black Lancer Evo 5. Very nice looking Evo 5, in fact, too, with like the gold wheels and whatnot, like the little accenting. But First Speed is a rider who, while investigating racers for a story, became entranced by it and joined them. So it's someone who is just trying to look into why racers race, and got so into the idea of it that now they are a racer themselves. But the question remains, are they still a rider? Or did they leave the rider business behind when they became a racer? It's the questions you gotta ask. Well, no one really has to ask. I ask because I'm an idiot, and I like and I find this sort of stuff amusing. Whatever. That was honestly a pretty easy one, despite the 21,000 CP I got from that. Anyways, so next we have here is Visual Tail, and yes, that is a yellow R34. It is the only non-leader and non-boss in the whole game to drive an R34 Skyline. There is someone else who does happen to have it, and it's not just the leader of Freeway and Red Devil's Skyline here. It's someone in Speedmaster as well with the yellow one. But anyways, Visual Tail is a driver who maintains control at all times and remains calm under all conditions. I mean, that's pretty much the kind of philosophy you're going to want to have with your driving. You want to be calm and you want to be collective. You want to make sure that you can keep yourself together for this sort of thing. It just works like that. Don't you know? Don't you know? What do I mean by that? I don't know. Anyways, next driver we have here is an NSX Sunset Runner. It's an orange NSX, particularly. Number 3 of the Speedmasters, a street-savvy racer. So this one actually specifically mentions that they are the number 3 of the team. I don't think there's really any other team that mentions about specifically the number 3 except for Rolling Guy, because they're all listed by numbers. So it's a bit of an interesting thing. And of course you're a street-savvy racer. You are technically on the freeway. I mean, the freeway is not, you know, street, but it's still street roads technically. It's just a more open area. So I don't know. Am I looking into this too much? What I am looking into too much is the fact that I keep relying on the whole bumping off the walls to keep the momentum going, when this car just likes to snap on the rear and just put me to the wall. Of course, I don't learn. I just keep doing it because it's technically still the easier thing to do. But nevertheless, it's not like we had too much of a sacrifice. It was just a little small setback, and we were just able to easily recover because this car is still quick enough for that. And as we're coming up here, oh, wait a second. He managed to sneak in near the end, then I almost immediately took it back. And yet, that's not one that's 20,000 CP. That's one is only 16,000. I don't write this, people. Anyways, next driver we have here is Full Moon Lunatic, an aggressive driver who dominates the road, considered the best of the team by the other members. So the best of the team, and yet they're not the leader. So are you saying that this person, who I guess is the number 2 then, is really the number 1, but isn't treated like the number 1? Maybe that's the secret. Either that, or it's just the best of the team members. Who knows? But I'd like to think. I would like to think that there is a little bit going on there. That maybe they are the actual best driver of the team, but they're just not getting the recognition of being the lead and command for it. Who knows? Anyways, next driver we have here is and this is the last one before the leader of Speedmasters, is Black Angel with a black Supra, a driver famous for her skill as well as her beauty. So basically, if you think about it, it's similar in that all the way to White Witch, but unlike White Witch, I guess she's actually known very well for his skill and also her beauty. Yeah, you can basically tell that some of these bios are very similar to one another. Sometimes I'd like to think they kind of ran out of ideas. They kind of just were like, oh, quick, shit, we need to think. It's like, shit, we need to think of something to put in. It's like, oh no, but we've already had something written similar to this for another driver. Who cares? Not many people are going to be looking into it anyways. It's not like it really matters that much. And while sure, it doesn't really matter that much, there's idiots like me who still wanted to put it in the new playthrough of this game because, hey, it's just a little bit of extra padding and stuff, a little bit of stuff to give me nonsense to talk about. Because my issue is I'm not usually good at coming up with stuff on the fly. So this is kind of my way around it, to kind of try and fill in the gaps somewhere. I mean, you know, gotta think of something. And yeah, you could tell there, I was not expecting the Super to suddenly pass me. They definitely have some skill. Because this is definitely one of the longer races I've had to do. I think the longest one maybe so far for any of the team members. But just give them a little bit of a shove back. And then, of course, the car tries to do a little bit more of that and tries to fight with me. It's fine, don't worry about it. Nothing, just don't sweat it. And yeah, not surprising, over 20,000 CP for that particular driver. And now, finally, we come to the very last member, very last team leader, very last team anything before the final boss we have is a light blue R32 Skyline called Iceman. At least the name checks out with the color. A talented driver who makes calculated, daring moves. Has the respect of all other racers. Well, now that you read that information, it probably makes a little more sense why they are the leader, because they're talented, is willing to take a chance, and is very calculated with their moves, and it is also respected by all the other racers too. So it's one of these little things that's like, yeah, you could probably see now why they're the leader over the one that the rest of the team thinks might be the best driver. Because at the end of the day, you do gotta have, the important thing to have is that respect. The respect is an important thing, and this person has it. But the good news, regardless, is that we are done with all the teams now, and all that leaves left is, of course, one last driver. Triple question marks. Said to be the ghost of a legendary driver who died 10 years ago, none have faced him and lived to tell the tale. So basically, it's like a mythical legend of some sorts. And yes, that is definitely another unique vehicle. It's a blue Nissan Fairlady Z S30, otherwise known as a Datsun 240/60/80Z. Yep, it's pretty obvious with the last two bosses here what their cars are trying to reference. If you know your Wangan Midnight, you know exactly what they're supposed to be about. And yeah, so we will be showing off how you can get his car as well, so don't worry. But that's going to have to come a little bit later compared to the other ones. And yeah, you can see why I chose the R34 for this last bit. He's fast. He's definitely fast, alright. But with this car, you can definitely, with this R34 and probably even the NSX I had before as well, you definitely, so long as you're skilled and you're clean enough and you don't get yourself into too many sort of troubles, you should be able to hold them off fairly well. They will give you a run, but you can do it. And there you go, 51,000 CP yet again, tons of money, and here's one last replay. And with that, that's officially the end of the quest mode because there's nothing else to do within the mode. We have now successfully completed and beaten all 141 rivals that are in the game, but we are not quite done yet. We do have another mode to take care of because we do gotta unlock another vehicle. Again, I have no idea why Exhaust Eve Supra did not unlock for me. You are supposed to get it unlocked when you beat her car. I don't know why it didn't appear here for some reason, but I did want to show that the regular R34 was unlocked because I do believe beating Iceman is how you get that car. And I also have the 911 because from earlier. In fact, the 911 is going to be the car we use next because we got to go through the arcade mode and take down a number of rivals. Quite a number of them, in fact. Probably like 4 parts waiting to happen. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button. Share this out. Helps with the algorithm. Check out my links down below. Support the channel on Patreon if you wish. It gets your name at the start of the video. And I will see you all on the next video.